Alright, I have all of the codex pages, I just need to go and decode them. But I'm not gonna do that just yet. Considering that I'm over here, I might as well go and loop around to get these viewpoints. I mean, why not? Then I'll head to Leonardo's shop. And I'll head to Leonardo's shop and I'll actually go back to the villa to see what 30 codex pages gets me. There's probably, because they were kind of wall of text lore things, I feel like there's going to be a lot of lore dump and reading. And you should probably skip that segment and head further. If that's not your thing. I want to get these treasures. Probably easier to assassinate that one. Unless it does that weird.
My watch before
that thing. Unless it does that thing. Wait a minute, where's that other treasure? It should be on the ground too. What the fuck? Like 2000 from that? I actually start to get a lot of money. Where is that? There's an alleyway here. Alleyway that I couldn't see. Well, let's drop down. I get sidetracked pretty easily. Huh? You can definitely grab that, I know. What the fuck? Ezio, what's the matter with you? What's the problem?
I cannot do that. Not so well, anyway.
I can't do that. Not so well, as at least. I don't know. Maybe it's something like that.
Keep away, you murderer!
That is what I am. And that is what I'll always be. The murderer. Nothing but a mindless murderer. So judging by the viewpoints, there's going to be one more area after this. And I'm pretty sure it's actually in Florence. Like the underneath area, you go there. The southern area.
Come, friends! I'm fresh caught leaves today.
The southern area. Yes.
You move like a cat.
That's so he'll kill himself.
Some carrier pigeons have to be shot at will by the populace. The bounty of 1 ducat per 100 shall be offered as recompense for the truly industrious.
What the hell is he saying? Something about shooting pigeons or something. What the fuck? Your personal pigeons will be shot on sight. Okay. The personal pigeon problems. Oh, there's a feather there. Huh. I guess I should go and get it. Hi. Why are you up here? I'm here to get that feather. Son of a bitch. That's what I'm here for. Ah! That was almost a one-way trip down to the hell for Ezio.
Dear Lord, what beasts you have created. Peace is but a noble word.
Is there any courtesans here? Of course. Well, these guys.
Where to?
Come. Come here. Handle them.
These blades would have had you soiling yourself.
Handle them while I loot stuff. Looting has never been as easy. Good job, guys. No. Stay there. Infinitely.
Come, amici! I've fresh sheets here.
Hey, where's that?
Keep away from me, Phil. Come.
It's one of the, like, on the waterfront again. At least there was no one here. Yeah, I better not use a lot of time to scanning for the feathers. Oh, I see one. What? I took damage from that? Oh, sorry.
Careful with that law. That was bag.
Sorry. Sorry, my friend. Sorry. I just want this feather. The feather is precious. Hello. Can't he? Why can't he? Okay. That was weird. I did. San Giuseppe. One of the earliest examples of Renaissance architecture in Venice, this church was built for the residents of nearby hospice by Doge, buried inside Cristoforo Moro. Cristoforo presided over Venice's war with the Turks until his death in 1471. He had one son, Dante Moro, who he disowned after Dante lost his position as captain of the Venetian city guard in 1468.
What a lady.
Oh damn.
Must be up to see a lady.
Damn.
Stay back!
I'm sure you did not mean any of that.
Dante Moro had like lots of problems in life. guy gets brain damaged and then he gets cheated out.
Get the loud up here! By order of the Doge himself, non-carrier pigeons are to be shot at will by the populace.
And then he gets disowned. So, what a sad life. I thought I saw a feather in that part, but I don't think there was. Oh fuck, I wanted to do the eagle vision and it goes into this. Yeah, there's no Fetterino. No Fetterino. Okay, on to the other side. Hello. The fucking gang of minstrels attacks me instantly. Hey man, you need to listen to our newest song. The Triple Man ballads. Yes. It's very good. The newest in the country. The newest pop music. The newest pop music. 3 men and a loot. It's really good. Guy lost his stuff there. He was pickpocketed. Stop! A pickpocket! Oh, I think these are inside the...
I say.
Oh.
Deal.
I seem to have annoyed you.
Come, amici. A weekly
Stay
bleed
away.
is part of a balanced,
Two
healthy
man
lifestyle.
stand.
Why does that guy have bloodied clothes?
I can do that.
Maybe they killed the thief. Might be. Actually, you know,
Farewell and swift recovery, amici.
Oh no, you can go rot as far as I'm concerned, damn it.
Please, leave me alone.
oh sorry. How do I get up here the easiest?
Drunken wager or something.
Okay. Well, I guess I can just use ladders. Oh. Oh, there's the chest. To be honest, it doesn't really matter. I just want to do this. No feathers in sight. Hi, I'm back. I didn't actually go anywhere. Wait, is this the last one? Oh. Huh. The final.
You will not get
Has anyone seen my
Ditch those women so that they don't bother me. Madonna del Orto. I know you want to climb that bell tower, erected by the Humiliati, a penitential order in the 14th century. Madonna del Orto was initially dedicated to Saint Christopher. When a miraculous statue of the Virgin was found in a nearby orchard, Orto in Italian, the church was renamed. The facade was added in 1464. Huh. I mean, sure, I'll run there because it's a... or jump up there because... climb up there because it's a... viewpoint. Right. There he is. That's right. There he was. It's actually good that it prioritizes those chests instead of the corpses when looting. I know you want to climb that. That's right. And this is how you do it. I have climbed it. Do I get a special reward? Probably not. That should be all of the waypoints in the district. $66 out of 73. Well, let's go. I need to head to Leonardo's shop. Decode the final codex pages. And then back to the villa.
Stay away from me.
Hey, I need to talk to you.
Don't make me get violent. I was going to give it back. Well,
Huh.
all right.
Success, you have obtained the robber's money as well as your own. Wait, I didn't... Did he fart on me or something? Sounded like he fucking farted on me. On my face. That was kind of brutal. And unnecessary. You have gained your money back. The guy didn't even rob me. But since he was there, I just wanted to beat him down. Ezio can't handle with the evildoers, or rather, Ezio doesn't. Nobody here. Ezio doesn't like evildoers.
Well, aren't you a funny monkey?
What? No. No. I'm actually a dude in disguise, not a monkey. I need to meet my friend Leonardo. One last time. It's almost like I heard tingling sound, which would have been the feather most likely. but I think it was just the music. Hi. I'm back.
Come, don't be shy. I only aim to kill. Noble fight.
So the final decodings.
Leonardo.
Ezio, so good to see you. How can I help you?
Haha!
You can have this.
Found another one. How exciting!
How exciting! Except that you're using my...
This one's easy. You just move every other letter. Here.
Oh yeah, I got the health. 1 health square gained. That's the maximum. You're using me for free, Ezio. I don't like that. I need a compensation. Okay, so let's head back to the villa. That horrible off-tune singing. That's more horrifying than the guards. More horrifying than any assassination done in this game. Extremely horrifying. Okay. Back to the villa. Time to solve the riddle of the Codex pages. And actually, is there anything I can buy? There shouldn't be anything.
Care for all. That's better for now. But prevention is the best cure, I always say.
Medicine, I
I
don't
will be
need.
here should you need me.
Another time then. Be expensive.
There shouldn't be anything here. Full on everything.
Yes. You see
Does
that
this
rust?
armor
High quality goods.
not need to be repaired at all? Huh.
Our proud guard reduced to a gibbering mass.
What? Our proud guard reduced to a rubbering proper. What did she say? I might as well go and place these feathers as well. Mommy! Here, you can have feathers. Climbing on that. 63 of 100 feathers collected. The Codex pages are set. Collecting all the Codex pages will allow you to unlock your final memories. Okay, so anyone who doesn't like reading or lore dumps, better skip forward. Because I'm gonna read all of those 30 pages and it's going to take, I guess, a long time, judging by how I was looking at them. So, page 1. These are supposed to be the Altair story after the first game, I guess. Yeah, I've spent days with the artifact now. So these are supposed to be the story leading up to the part. Anyway, I've spent page 1. I have spent days with the artifact now, or has it been weeks? Months? I can no longer be certain. The others come from time to time, offering food or distraction. They say I should separate myself from these studies. Malik has even suggested I abandon them entirely, but I am not yet ready to turn away. This apple of Eden will be understood. It must be. Is it a weapon? Is it a catalogue? Is it somehow both? He who increased knowledge increased sorrow. The philosophy of such a statement I can understand, but for it to be true, literally true, a society that waged wars with ideas and information in place of steel and swords. Its function is simple, elementary even. Dominion, control, but the process, the methods and the means it employs, these are fascinating. Those subjected to its glow are promised all that they desire. It has only one thing in return, complete and total obedience, and who can truly refuse? It is a temptation incarnate. I remember my own moment of weakness when confronted by Al-Mualim. That's the final boss of the first game. My confidence shaken by his words. He who had been like a father was now revealed to be my greatest enemy. Just the briefest flicker of doubt was all he needed to creep into my mind. But I vanquished his phantoms, restored my self-confidence and sent him from this world. I freed myself. But now I wonder, did I really? For here I sit, desperate to understand that which I swore to destroy. This is why. The apple has a tale to tell. I sense the flickers of something great and dangerous. We are all at risk. It is my duty to do something about it. I cannot turn away until I found the truth. He's actually hinting in this that there was a society like society that waged wars with ideas and information in place of steel and swords. So there was like another what's it called? Like another, what the fuck is the word? It escapes me, but another like I can't, what the fuck? What's up with me? I can't remember the word. But like another group of humans or beings that were back there. And they had the apple and they didn't really fight, but they did it with words, I guess. Page 2. No text data, zoom to see image. Oh, there's the Templars, I guess, fighting against assassins. Maybe. Page 3. No text data, zoom to see image. Creation of a weapon. Creation of a sword, I guess. No, isn't that supposed to be the hidden blade? So is this like the diagram to how Leonardo made the weapon? Hidden blade, I think. Page 4. What follows are the three great ironies of the Assassin Order. 1. Here we seek to promote peace, but murder is our means. 2. Here we seek to open the minds of men, but require obedience to a master and set of rules. 3. Here we seek to reveal the danger of blind faith, yet we are practitioners ourselves. I have no satisfactory answer to these charges, only possibilities. Do we bend the rules in service to a greater good? And if we do, what does it say of us? That we are liars, that we are frauds, that we are weak? Every moment is spent wrestling with these contradictions, and in spite of all of the years I've had to reflect, I still can find no suitable answer, and I fear that one may not exist. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. Does our creed provide the answer then? That one may be two things, opposite in every way, simultaneously, and why not? Am I not proof? We of noble intentions possessed of barbaric means. We who celebrate the sanctity of life and then promptly take it from those we deem our enemies. That's kinda interesting. Where did the assassins actually then come from? What was the beginning of it? We bent the rules in service to a greater good. And it's contradicted. That actually is kinda interesting. Where did the assassins then come from? And what are the Templars exactly then? You know, it kind of feels like maybe there's like the same two sides of the same coin, basically, just split into two, but maybe not. I don't know. There's a bigger plot for this game, like, or this, like, story in every way. I know that because the series is so, like, big. But it's kinda interesting. So, page 5. Who were the ones that came before? Who brought them here? How long ago? Centuries? Millennia? Longer still? So little remains of them. What drove them out? What of these artifacts? Messages in a bottle? Tools left behind to aid and guide us? Or do we fight for control over their refuse, giving divine purpose and meaning to little more than discarded toys? So, the ones that came before were the, like, in the flashback you saw that those two people were running. Like, we're kind of like deducing from the like the glyph deciphering that humans are basically like creations, most likely created by someone or something. Like, that actually hints that the humans were created by someone. They're not actually the race that was there. They're kind of like artificial beings. They were created. And that they actually have they were created and implanted, or created with this neuron in their brain that actually is dormant but can be controlled by the Apple of Eden, I assume. That's the point of it. To make them like be slaves to them. And that's where the mythologies of the god comes from, basically. The creators, or those things that was like a society or a race of other beings, were actually like the gods that they worship. The god, like origins of gods and god that they were worshipping turned into like this. The Templars might be keeping the, like, they might know the truth, but they're keeping it hidden. Maybe. That's debatable. And they just want to subjugate everyone themselves, because they know the story, but for whatever reason the ones that came before are nowhere around. Like, what drove them out? So little remains of them. So, someone like Adam and Eve's story is basically like two people escaping and stealing the Apple of Eden, or one of the artifacts, and using them, and basically like breaking free from the slavery, so to speak. And that's how most likely humankind came to be. But, like I said, these are all things that you don't really know. Page 6. Robert the Sable may be dead, but his brotherhood survives. Though less conspicuous in appearance, I fear they remain a threat. Where once they proudly walk the streets, making for easier targets, now they retreat into the shadows. It grows difficult to track them. What wicked things will they weave in the darkness? Our work will be all the more complicated for it. Already there are rumors of a movement on Cyprus. I will have to investigate. So I assume Robert the Sable was an enemy from the, I can't remember, probably a Templar enemy in the first game. Most likely he was the main Templar in that. It's made me realize that our tactics too must change. It means an end to our fortresses, to our penchant for spectacular displays of public assassinations. We must weave our webs quietly, and we must do so differently than we have in the past. Though I ask my brothers now to abandon their rituals, I do not ask that they abandon the creed. This is what makes us assassins, not the removal of a finger, not a false promise of paradise, not the prohibition of poison. Our duty is to the people, not to custom. If we must sneak, we shall sneak. If we must use poison, we shall use poison. If our blades can be used without removing fingers, we shall not demand they be taken. And we shall not manipulate our initiates with lies and parlor tricks. We shall speak plainly and honestly. We shall be made anew. So, apparently, like, the design for the hidden blade was that they remove one of your fingers, and then they changed it to be like you don't need to, and that's what Ezio is using. Page 7. I had thought Adha would be the one to lead me to rest, that I might lay down my blade and live as a normal man, but now I know such dreams are best left to sleep. Her face. I try to banish it from my mind as I remember the days and nights during which I chased her Templar captors across the sea. I almost got to them in time. Almost. If I had only been faster. Instead I held her lifeless body in my arms, saw the terror reflected in her fixed, unblinking eyes. I hunted each man, one by one, until all responsible were gone from the world. But there was no joy in this, no satisfaction or release. Their deaths did not bring her back, did not heal my wounds. After that I was certain I would never again feel for a woman as I had for her. I am fortunate to have been wrong. So from the dream or the flashback we know that Altair actually had that one woman, that Maria, which I don't remember, but I guess she was one of the characters in the first game as well. And that's how Ezio's bloodline continued on. Page 8. Why do our instincts insist on violence? I have studied the interactions between different species. The innate desire to survive seems to demand the death of the other. Why can they not stand hand in hand? So many believe the world was created by the hand of a divine power, but I see only the designs of a madman, bent on celebrating destruction and desperation. Our origins seem chaotic, unintended, purpose and being instilled solely by the passage of time, imposed first by nature and later men. Yeah, he's hinting that you basically, like, you weren't created by anyone like God. Like, imposed first by nature, you were, like, basically created in the... Like, he's saying that there was Darwinism, like, evolution. Like, you just came out of something and then were shaped by the men's actions, or rather your actions. But that kind of contradicts the whole, like, creation of the higher beings. So I don't know. Page 9. Over time, any sentence uttered long and loud enough becomes fixed, becomes a truth. Provided, of course, you can outlast the dissent and silence your opponents. But should you succeed and remove all challengers, then what remains is, by default, now true. Is it truth in some objective sense? No. But how does one ever achieve an objective point of view? The answer is you don't. It is literally physically impossible. There are too many variables, too many fields and formulae to consider. We can try, of course. We can inch closer and closer to a revelation, but we'll never reach it. Not ever. And so I've realized that so long as the Templars exist, they will attempt to bend reality to their will. They recognize there is no such thing as an absolute truth, or if there is, we are hopelessly under-equipped to recognize it. And so in its place they seek to create their own explanation. It is the guiding principle of their so-named New World Order. To reshape existence in their own image. It is not about artifacts, not about men. These are merely tools. It's about concepts. Clever of them, for how does one wage war against a concept? It is the perfect weapon. It lacks a physical form, yet can alter the world around us in numerous, often violent ways. You cannot kill a creed. Even if you kill all of its adherents, destroy all of its writings. These are a reprieve at best. Someone, someday, will rediscover it. Reinvent it. I believe that even we, the assassins, have simply rediscovered an order that predates the old man himself. So he's saying that assassins aren't basically the first. There's like they have just rediscovered something that's way older. Okay, so I know that there's the Assassin's Creed Origins game, which is like way before all of these. I'm not sure if the other ones are way before, but like lots of the things are way before the... I believe this is like 800, 1000, somewhere around there. Like I'm not sure when the Crusades happened, but the first game is supposed to take place in that timeline. So like 500 years ago before this, 600 years ago before this, I'm not sure. But there's stuff like before that as well. Page 10. No text data, zoom to see image. So, if I'd have to guess, This is supposed to be the origin, like the higher species before that. They had every like knowledge and stuff. They were like, this is like, they're not actually gods in the sense of the god. They are actually like real beings that just created artificial humans. This is just my guess. And they were worshipped as god and came to be worshipped as god. Page 11. Attis, Dionysus, Horus, Krishna, Mitra, Jesus. Similar stories color their lives. Too similar, I think. Divine birthright, persecution, disciples, miraculous acts, resurrection. How is it possible? Yeah, those are all from the different, like... I'm not sure, is Attis like Greece? Dionysus is Greece. Horus is Egyptian. Krishna is probably like... What's that Jewish, like... I guess just Jewish religion. Like... No, I'm not sure if it actually is. I don't know. Mitra is like Zoroastrian or something like that. And then Jesus is Christian religion. How is it possible? Perhaps it isn't. Merely a single story told over the ages, borrowed then changed to fit the times, evolving as our tools and language do. Is this tale born of fact or fiction? A bit of both. Could these figures be the same person, their life extended and transformed by a piece of Eden? Al-Mualim spoke of Jesus as a real person, a mortal who had mastered the arts of manipulation. But what if he was wrong? If these men are real, and if they have walked amongst us many times before, does it mean they'll come again? Perhaps they are here now. So many questions and every day even more. Page 12. No text data. There's the phases of the moon. And the... Well, that's supposed to be the solar system since there's the sun in the center. And dirt rock from the sun should be Earth. But I can't see it. So if they have these like diagrams of planets already, and they know the positions of them, then it means that there's a high chance that the originators were actually aliens. You know, there's like a smaller solar system or whatever. What do you call those in there in the left upper side? I can't make out the text. But I feel like they're hinting that they were aliens, the creators that came to Earth. Page 13. The hidden blade has been a constant companion of ours over the years. Some would even say it defines us, and they would not be entirely wrong. Many of our successes would not have been possible without it. Still, the device has begun to show its age, and so I have been researching improvements beyond ending the need to remove one's finger to field it. The first is the addition of a metal blade that can be used to deflect incoming blows. The other assassins believed it is forged of a new metal and credit me with the discovery of the formulae included on this page. It is better that they not know the truth. I have also worked with Malik to describe new methods of assassinations. From on high, from ledges and from hiding places. Basic movements, but critical nonetheless. The third and final improvement is the most simple. The provision of a second blade, identical in every way to the first. Should an assassin ever find himself tasked with dispatching two targets, he need only time his strike in such a way that he might reach both at the same time. These blades will be limited in number since the metals which we forge them remain difficult to obtain. I will need to think carefully about who shall be allowed to carry two. Page 14. Man seeks dominion over all the encounters. I suppose it is a natural tendency for us to aspire towards mastery of our surroundings, but this should not include other human beings. Every day more and more are pressed into service, by deception or by force. Others, though not so firmly imprisoned, are made to feel as if their lives are worthless. I have seen the ways in which men persecute women, heard the cruel words heard at those who come here from other lands, watched as those who believe or act differently are made to suffer. We discuss such things often, watching as we do from the spires of Masyav. What can be done to stop this? To encourage tolerance and equality. Some days we speak of education, believing that knowledge will free us from immorality. But as I walk the streets and see slaves sent off to auction, my heart grows cold. When I see the husband hurl abuses and stones at his wife, insisting she exists only to serve him, my fists clench. And when I see children torn from their parents so that another man might profit, sent off to suffer beneath the desert sun and die. On these days, I do not think that dialogue will make a difference. On these days, I can think only of how the perpetrators need to die. I mean, he's hinting like... it's said that educating people helps out like with lots of the conflict. Like the higher education you have, the more you... the more... what's the word? Like the more... civilized you are, and you don't deal like problems and difficulties with violence, but with words, basically debates. So I guess that's what they're hinting, but they're also hinting that education can't save everything, so there will always exist evil people and you just need to kill them all! Okay, yes. Page 15. No text data. So what is this supposed to be? Mare Mediterraneum. Cyprus Insulta. This is supposed to be the area in Cyprus. The apple is more than a catalogue of that which precedes us. Within its twisting, sparking innards, I've caught glimpses of what will be. Such a thing should not be possible. Perhaps it isn't. Maybe it's simply a suggestion. How to know? How to be sure? I contemplate the consequences of these visions. Are they images of things to come, or simply the potential for what might be? Can we influence the outcome? Dare we try? And in so doing, do we merely ensure that which we've seen? I am torn, as always, between action and inaction, unclear as to which, if either, will make a difference. Am I even meant to make a difference? Still I keep this journal. Is that not an attempt to change, or perhaps guarantee what I have seen? He feels the, I feel like he feels the futility in, doing things. Like, he's torn between the fact that he can't influence or do anything, do enough, basically. So he's just lamenting that he can't do what needs to be done to change everything. Is that isn't that it's not existential crisis, it's more of well, I think it might be an existential crisis as well, but it's more he just feels the futility in anything. It's kind of like nihilism, I think. But I'm not sure if he actually goes into that, but he kind of feels or starts to go towards that way. Page 17. Of all the things I've seen, none troubles me more than the image of the flames. Pillars so tall they seemed to pierce the heavens. The ground rumbled and shuddered. Mountains split and cracked. Great metal towers splintered, their innards strewn about the ground, and everywhere there was screaming. A chorus so terrible that even now I feel its echo still. What is this madness I have seen? Is it them, I wonder? Those who came before? Is this where they went? Into the fire, into the dust? Perhaps this destructive power is what the Templars seek, that they might hold it over us and command devotion. What hope would we have then, if they held such darkness in their hands, that they could murder the world? Oh, so he's hinting that he had a vision where he saw that happen. And I guess that might have been how the originators, those who came before, actually died, and why the civilization went down so far. Page 18. We are obligated to hide, to be silent, to shape the course of history in secret, but some of my brothers and sisters disagree. They grow angry. insisting it is a mistake to shroud ourselves. They say it slows our work, but they do not understand the risks. To expose ourselves now would be too dangerous. I fear we would be branded madmen and attacked. So it goes, so it always has. If there is one thing I know for certain, it is that men do not learn by being told. Instead they must be shown. They must make the connections themselves. If I say unto a man, be kind, be tolerant, be of an open mind, these words will wither and die long before they've affected change. It would be a waste, and so we must maintain our course. That is kinda true. Oh, I can zoom on these pages too. Legend speaks of... I'm not gonna do it. Legend speaks of golden fleece. Could the two be related? Hey, wait a minute, that's from God of War! Kratos' golden fleece. Well, I mean, it's like the classic story of something. I don't know. I have further refined the metallurgic process, allowing for the production of a sweet armor the likes of which the world has never seen. It is possessed of great strength, yet so light as to allow complete freedom. I alternate between wonder and fear. Here we have crafted something that will surely change the face of warfare, making those who wear it nigh invincible. Perhaps it was a mistake to create these pieces. I think it best to erase the formulae. What if it were to fall into the hands of our enemies? The risk is too great. Page 20. I have studied the ancient pagan faiths that came before this more recent obsession with a single divine creator. They seem to have focused more on the fundamental forces at play in the world around us and less on arbitrary moral rules. The sun rises in the morning and sets in the evening. The tides ebb and flow. Grass grows, withers, dies, and then in time emerges from the ground once more. The air turns warm, then cools and back again. Some hidden energy keeps us fitted to the ground and pulls us back when we attempt to leave it. Each of these movements was represented before by a god or a goddess. Each force given face, but recognized as something distinct and powerful, which is not to say there were not connections between these forces, a pantheon of individual spirits, of rules, invisible hands guiding the progress of the world around us. And so here there was an attempt to categorize, study, explain and understand the way things work, even if it was flawed, but no more. Now we are asked to succumb to a far more simplified explanation. How naive to believe there might be a single answer to every question, every mystery, that there exists a lone divine light which rules over all. They say it is a light that brings truth and love. I say it is a light that blinds us and forces us to stumble about in ignorance. Truer words have never been said. I long for the day when men will turn away from invisible monsters and once more embrace a more rational view of the world. But these new religions are so convenient and promise such terrible punishment should one reject them. I worry that fear shall keep us stuck to what is surely the greatest lie ever told. Very extremely true. Page 21. Is this the poison blade? One may cultivate extracts from various plants found throughout the region. More exotic species can sometimes be obtained from traders and travelers, but their properties are less documented and require further examination. Traditional alchemical implements can be used to distill the poison. Care should be used as certain poisons can be absorbed through exposed skin. Many are those who have lost their lives to carelessness. One's blade should be hollowed according to the specifications listed herein. Deviation may create fractures within the metal, causing the blade to weaken and possibly break. Page 22. What to make of this map? There seems to be hidden... Maybe those are actually parts of the Eden. Apple of Eden. What to make of this map? It appears to contain the entire world. Not flat as they claim either, but round, like a ball, like the apple. But how is such a thing even possible? Stranger still are the lands it shows, great patches of the unknown, the unexplored. So many places yet to be discovered. Are there men there? Are they like us? And if not, different how? I would like to know the answers. Perhaps in time I'll have the chance to travel, to chart a course and make my way to these distant lands. Page 23. No text data. These are like assassin movements. Some days I miss my family, or at least the thought of them. I never knew my parents well, despite them both having lived within these walls. It was our way. Perhaps they were sad, though they showed no sign, it was not allowed. For my part, so much of my youth was spent in training. There was little time left to reflect upon the separation, and so when they were finally lost to me, it seemed no different than the passing of two strangers. Al-Mualim had been as my father, and his was a weak and dishonest love, though at the time it seemed enough, better even, or so I thought. Someday I will have a child, such is the way of our order, and I will not make the same mistake, nor any who call themselves an assassin. We shall be allowed to love our children, and in turn to be loved. Al-Mualim believed such attachments would weaken us, cause us to falter when our lives were on the line. But if we truly fight for what is just, does love not make such sacrifice simpler, knowing that we do so for their gain? That's kinda true, actually. It motivates you the most. Ah, that's the woman. I guess Maria was her name. I might be wrong about that, but that was basically like that's Ezio's ancestor and Desmond's. Page 26. I have the answer now. I know the truth. I shall not touch that wretched thing again. Best that no one do, now or ever. I have tried at last to destroy it, but it will neither bend nor break nor melt. Oh, the irony. I am certain if I asked, the apple would tell me what need to be done. But even this promise is insufficient. Always it holds one more gift to give. I must refrain, so it shall be sealed. We will take it to the island, once theirs, now ours. There is a treasury there, hidden well, and it shall have to suffice. Risky to separate myself from the artifact that others may discover it. Riskier still to keep it close. In time I will be tempted. I am weak. We all are. Who wouldn't be? Oh, the things I have seen. The tale is here, inside the text. No, not between the lines but beneath them, where only our eyes might peer. Go and see it for yourself, that you might succeed where I and the others have failed. Time marches on, bringing with it new discoveries and developments, and so at least one day the doorway might be opened and the message delivered. They will have their prophet. He kind of started to go crazy in this a bit. We are growing larger. Page 27. We are growing larger. More make their way to our fortresses every day. Men and women, young and old, from different lands, of different faiths. Each tells a similar story of having discovered the first part of our creed, that nothing is true. Too often, though, the revelation undoes them. They lose their morality, certainty, security. Many are driven mad. We must guide them, help them to heal. Their minds must not be filled with more fairy tales, but with knowledge instead. Let them have answers, and let those answers be difficult and complex. Such is life. And they go insane from there. Oh, this is the pistol. Success! We have found a way to alter the structure of the hidden blade so that it can be used to launch small projectiles. It is capable of grievous damage, even from great distance. I confess, the means by which I came about the discovery was risky to say the least. But I have found that in small doses and with a focused mind, the apple can be used without ill effect. Or so I hope. The knowledge of projectile combat is not new to us, having been observed amongst our eastern neighbors. But their weapons were much larger and insufficient for our needs. I have now found a way to miniaturize their designs, embedding their fiery weapon into a form that can be worn on the wrist. We have also refined the formula for combustible powders, such that common ingredients might be used. This is a dangerous bit of knowledge, and it is best shared with only our closest allies. You know, it kind of feels like these are not in actual order, because the page before where he said that he's sending the piece of Eden to somewhere, hiding it, was like he started to go mad. He was using the thing too much. Page 29. A dark tide rises to the east, an army of such size and power that all the land is made quick with worry. Their leader is a man named Demuchin, who has adopted the title Genghis Khan. He sweeps across the lands, conquering and subsuming all who stand in his way. Whatever his motives, he must be stopped. Were I younger, I might attempt to undertake this work in secret, as I suspect the presence of a piece of Eden, But those days are years gone now. The mantle must be passed. It is time she and I spoke with our sons. We will travel there together, that they may be tested and that this threat may be stopped. So they are hinting that Genghis Khan was actually killed by one of the assassins, and I'm pretty sure they were kind of like thinking about, unless there actually is, but they were thinking about doing like a follow-up to this storyline, or maybe there was one. I don't know. Page 30. Soon I shall pass from this world. It is my time. All the hours of the day are now colored by the thoughts and fears born of this realization. I know that the elements of my body will return to the earth, but what of my consciousness, my identity, that is to say, what of me? I suspect it will end, that there is no next world, nor a return to this one. It will simply be done, forever. Our lives are so brief and unimportant. The cosmos cares nothing for us, for what we've done, and we've wrought evil instead of good. For what we've done, had we wrought evil instead of good. Had I chosen to abuse the apple instead of seal it away, none of it would have mattered. There is no counting, no reckoning, no final judgment. There is simply silence and darkness, utter and absolute. And so I have begun to wonder, might there not be a way to stop, or at least delay, death's embrace? Surely the ones who came before were not so frail and feeble as we, but I swore to be done with the artifact, to not gaze into its core. Still, faced as I am with the prospect of my end, what harm is there in one last look? Now it leaves here. He tried to prolong the life of himself with the apple. Well, that was all. So let's fix this map. There's 30 on the page, and they said that it's supposed to be map, right? Let's do this. Oh! I think it actually saved part of them that I did. Because I was fiddling with this. Is that it? No? Oh. That's it. Okay. Well, I did it. I don't know. Maybe it does something at some point. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Actually, while I'm here, I could go and check my study. To see the assassinated. I feel like this is after you You get these after you deal with all of them. Here's Santa Claus. Isn't the Moro guy here? No. Silvio Barbarico. This is a picture of Templar Silvio Barbarico, cousin of Marco Barbarico and a wealthy Venetian trader. Date of death 1486. That Dante Moro isn't here. Huh. Well, I don't know how to get those lower treasures over there. I mean, they were lower level. And maybe that did something now since I cleared it. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? So let's get the heck out of here. I've done everything I can. We're going back to Venice. And doing that one. Doing the main mission in the arsenal. Le Arsenal. After I unlock the everything is so far away from that. I guess this is the closest one. After I've done the or get to the final district, which I assume is like the Florence's bottom area. When I get to that, I will actually yeah, there's nothing here. Who's Ricarda? Oh. After I get that one, I'll just clear everything out. I'm gonna 100% this. I'll grab the feathers. It shouldn't be that difficult considering that I have like 60 something. 65? Then I'll do the assassin missions. Get all the treasures. Do those what I see. 63, okay. And that will conclude the ultimate playthrough of this game. Hey, wait a minute. Is that a... No, it was just flickering there. I thought that was a feather there. Any case, let's head into the next main mission over. Yeah, in the arsenal.